Your boy Francis Ngannou, who left the UFC, fought Tyson Fury, fought Anthony Joshua, made all the money in the world, had a deal with PFL to be the face of PFL. He's fought once there, even though they're still paying him. And then his whole thing was like, I want to change the game, and I want to have kids in Africa have the same opportunity I had, so they don't have to leave. I want them to fight in Africa. So PFL goes, say less. We're going to start doing fights in Africa and use local talent. And he's like, this is perfect. I want to be the face of it. They do a show in Africa. It sells out. And Francis is nowhere to be found.
He no-showed 2 things in for UFC. I'm sorry, PFL Africa, and he's not just the face. He's the chairman of PFL Africa. Like, they made him the chairman of the entire thing. Like, the deal that he got compared to where PFL was from a business perspective is unbelievable. Like, and just to put, okay, so since Francis left UFC, he made $10 million for Tyson Fury, $20 million for the Anthony Joshua fight. He made $20 million for his PFL. Well, he's going to get 20 total. It was 10 and 10 for his 2 guaranteed fights. He got 4 up front, and then he got 8 for the fight that he has. He still has 8 more to make with 1 more fight for PFL, and he becomes the chairman of PFL Africa. He also got them to write into his contract that he was guaranteed that his opponent would also make $2 million. So that Ferreira guy got paid $2 million to get worked for 3 minutes.
Yes,
you know,
starched. Yeah.
And so, like, if you look at the deal objectively, like, Francis has made a fortune. I don't even know what that total was. $50 million.
And probably more than that, because those reported numbers for Fury and for Joshua are underestimated.
I know what he made for those for sure.
Yeah.
Like, those I know for sure.
It's 10 and 20?
Yeah, you know how I know.
Yeah.
Like, I know what he made.
Yeah.
But it was 10 and 20, yeah. And then, but the bottom line is, like, these guys went so out on a limb for him. Like, they bet the entire company on him, dude. Like, PFL's paying him $20 million for 2 fights.
Do you think they've seen any of that money
They've
back?
seen nothing back. And you have to know that.
No one watched that pay-per-view.
No one watched.
Because, unfortunately, PFL's issue is there's no one for Francis to fight.
Yeah.
And this is, again, coming from a fighter like, oh, ain't that rich. You can see why Dana doesn't pay these guys 50-50. Name one fighter, name one in the history of the UFC that got paid what they're worth, as they like to say, and it turned out for the better for the actual UFC.
Oh, no.
Conor?
Never fights.
Never fights.
Nate Diaz.
Never fights.
Never fights.
Francis?
Never.
A disaster.
Deserted them.
So if you're a business owner, you're Dana or you're homeboy from PFL or Bellator, wherever, Ryzen, One Championship, you're like, dude, history shows when we give these fighters money,
they never show up again.
Give them to fight.
The only guy who got fuck you money ever, and it didn't affect how he showed up, is Poirier. He's a fucking stud. He got 10 for the Conor, the one where Conor broke his leg or whatever. And you know what's crazy is I had assumed that if you're headlining a show against Conor McGregor that you're going to get fuck you money. I met Theo for the first time. We were at Kid Rock's place. I was there with like a bunch of Navy SEALs, and then they showed up. And Theo was at Kid Rock's, and I didn't realize he's best friends with Dustin Poirier. So I started talking about UFC like I'm the fucking expert in the room on the. And he's like, actually, Dustin, he's like telling me about his contract. And I was like, no. He's like, yeah, I'm like really good friends with Dustin. I'm like, you are?
Yeah.
And then he told me, he's like, Dustin's contract for that first one that was in January 2021 had an incentive structure that if he won by stoppage, he got this enormous contract for the rematch, and he knocked out Conor, and so he got it for the next one. So he really did get all that fuck you money the time Conor broke his broke his leg. And he just kept fighting, dude. Yeah. Like, he's like the one guy who ever got a huge payday like that just kept on fighting,
doing it. Yeah,
he's a stud, dude.
Yeah, the best. It's never worked out for the UFC. And then I've heard matchmakers say to me personally, go, here's the thing: when these guys get these big contracts, and then we're like, hey, we need you to fight. Insert awful matchup, like tough matchup. Yeah. They go, no,
I'm good.
But when they're hungry and like, hey, here's this match, but fuck yeah, give it to me.
Yeah. Khabib even retired. I forgot about that. Khabib even retired.
Yeah, dude.
32.
Yeah.
He's
so the UFC, their whole incentive is to not pay them so much. Now, granted, this deal, they're going to have to pay more, but not to pay them so much where they're just comfortable, because they're like, then we can't get the matchups that the fans want and that we want, because they just turn them down. Because like, I got paid once, I made enough money, I'm good this year. It's like, no, we need you to fight 3 times. And I'm going, no, we're good.
they are double incentivized to not pay fighters a lot. Like, just purely from a business perspective, you always want to pay guys the minimum to keep them happy and performing their job.
Well, I'm hungry.
But if they pay them too much, they literally lose them as an employee. It's like, so when people bitch about fighter pay, it's like, that's why if they really do double fighter pay for like regular guys, that's the real win. Because you can't expect UFC to want to make guys rich when making guys rich has been the end of their career.
And again, it's not like they're making fuck you money if they double their pay. It goes from 7-7 to 14-14. Now people are like, dude, 14-14 so cheap. It's not worth it. No, that's exactly what they should be earning, because the UFC is hoping you become a star. It's really fucking tough. So they're saying start off 14-14, prove your worth, and then we'll give you good money.
Yeah.
But not fuck you money.
60 and 60
Yeah,
in your next.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's smart what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. Like if you look at disclosed, I know disclosed is different, but generally speaking, for the guys who are making 30 and 30, 50 and 50, that's probably exactly what they make. The disclosed, there's no side letters and all that stuff.
No.
So like you think about guys, like what do you think D-Rod makes? Perfect example of like what do you, I don't know. I haven't looked it up.
He's getting exactly what's on his contract.
Yeah, but I mean but what is it? Look up
for a while. I bet D-Rod's making 120, 120.
That's what he'd be worth, I would say. Or like, because like he's like the guy that I would think of, like he's got a name, he's done what he needs to do for the UFC, he's not a superstar.
Yeah,
he puts on good shows. Like what's like? Okay, so Kevin Holland 500, D-Rod take home around 200. Okay, so he won, so I don't whatever. But yeah, you're probably about right.
He's right there.
Yeah, and so Kevin Holland is at 250 most likely.
He's in the UFC, fights. He's really active.
But he fights all the time. Mm-hmm. You got to figure so many of these guys that are in around that range that don't do what Kevin Holland is doing at the end of their career. You got to be like, what the fuck were you doing?
It's tough.
Why didn't you fight more?
Yeah.
You weren't going to be a podcaster. You know that's not your skill set.
Yeah.
Should have been fighting fucking 5 times a year like Kevin Holland.
Yep.
And saving your dough.
But back to Francis, and who made more money than God. So I think Dana said this. He said this a long time ago. Now it's getting brought up. Dana goes, he's just a bad guy.
And I think that this validates that.
Do you?
I do, dude.
Is he a bad guy, or is he? We'd have to define bad guy. Like, is bad guy like difficult and super selfish? Like, is Francis going? And this is how I view the PFL. Is Francis going, hold on, it's a sinking ship. They gave me money, but I don't want to be associated with these losers.
You're not allowed. That's what a bad person would think.
Really?
You don't think so? Like he's like you got to at least fulfill your obligation.
Take the Africa thing out of it. Yeah. So let's say they didn't do the Africa thing. Yeah. It's just on pay.
Yeah.
So it's just fights in Vegas or whatever. And Francis like, dude, so you've already told me that you don't have an opponent for me. You can't find one. And now you want me to go on what? A press tour and promote what? What am I going to promote the PFL? You don't have any fighters. You have no future. Your TV right deal's up, I think, this year, which I don't know what ESPN's going to do because PFL does terrible number-wise. All signs point they're about to go under. So he might just be like, dude, it's a sinking ship. I don't want to be associated with it.
And I would agree with you if it was a local show, but PFL Africa
the Africa thing's like, where I'll give you where you're like, okay, that's just fucked up.
It's super fucked up. But the good
like
news
it's finally PFL, in your country.
They sold out, dude. It's their first sellout show. And I mean, I don't know how many seats there were, but it's sold out, which is
my question would be, how much were tickets?
Yeah, I know. I don't know anything about African economy, dude.
I know it's not popping. Also, where was the fight chain? Can you bring it up? Yeah. Was it in like Uganda? Because
no, I feel like it was
in South Africa.
I think it was in Cape Town.
Well, that's different. If it's in Cape Town, there's money there, and it's more of a industrial. But if it was in like fucking,
they're like, this is the closest you're ever going to get to Drickus. It's this PFL fight, dude.
We didn't have a Drickus highlight video.
But July was Cape Town.
Yeah,
that's big boy.
So they made some money
there. Yeah.
Do you know how many seats were in the arena that they sold out?
Grand West Arena.
That is a big. Can DDP get a fucking fight in fucking Cape Town?
I know.
Can you do that?
And PFL sold out there, dude?
Yeah.
He's got to be looking at Dana like, are you fucking serious?
7,000 to 5,000.
What is it?
5,000 to 7,000?
7,000 standing or 5,000 seated.
I mean, it's not a UFC show, but it's not like nothing.
It's not good. It's not good.
Not yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
'Cause that ain't, the UFC ears aren't perking up when they sold out the arena. And they're like, well, no, it's like you guys sound out the Apex.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh.
They sold out at half of what the Apex will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.